Dr. Claudia here this week to talk about sleep. How are you guys doing today? I hope very well. All right, so let's get started. The reason I want to talk about sleep is obviously all of us sleep. Sleep is very important, but do we know how does sleep happen? What goes on during sleep? Why do we even need sleep? So let's get started with the basics and take it from there. So this is a very busy slide. I don't want you to get bogged down. This is a model for thinking about sleep. So the simplest way to explain is to think about the main forces that drive our desire to either be asleep or awake. A sleep scientist in the 1980s came up with this way to think about two forces. He called it the two-process model. So this graph is a visual representation of the two forces that we believe are the main forces for regulating sleep. So, a lot going on in this picture. Let's walk through it, okay? The first force we're going to call process S. It's this gray line, okay? So, you start, you see down here, you're awake. So, you start off your day. Up here, it's the time of day. So, let's say we get up 8 o'clock, we're bright-eyed, we're bushy-tailed, we're awake. So as you go through your day, and then you have low pressure to sleep. So you may lay in bed kind of, enjoying a little solitude, a little quiet time, but you're not really sleepy, right? So during this time, you had a good night's sleep, let's assume. And so the pressure to fall back asleep is very low. So we're low, okay? So as the day goes on, that pressure, an internal force to want to be asleep increases as the day goes on. So here, 20 hours is 8 p.m. You're starting to get a little sleepy. By midnight, you are just like, oh my God, I must sleep now. All right? So you have high pressure to sleep the more hours you've been awake. So here, conversely, this is the number of hours you've been awake. So you've been awake 16 hours. By midnight, you're going to be sleepy, right? So then the next force we're calling process C. C stands for circadian. And circadian forces have to do with light and dark. Our bodies are hardwired, our brains, to feel awake and asleep depending on the amount of sunlight. It's just how we evolved. It's pretty cool, actually. So, in the morning, the sun has come up, and it's sunny, and you're awake. It's great. And then the sun starts to go down. Let's say it goes down, it's summertime, finally goes down around 8 o'clock. And then your brain, because there's less light, gets the signal that it's sleepy time. So this is an external force, whereas the first force is internal to us. This is external. So then it's nighttime, there's no light. The brain is like getting the signal, sleepy time, sleepy time. So then the pressure to sleep, the promotion of sleep is maximal here. Okay? And then the two forces interact in this gray area, and this is where you sleep. So ideally, you're sleeping about 8 hours, and then the process starts all over again the next day. See? Pretty cool. So let's keep going. All right. So we tend to think of sleep as a single state of being. But sleep is a really dynamic interplay between different areas of the brain. Let's start with some basic anatomy. So this is a brain. We're looking at it from the side, and it's been cut in half, right? So cut in half, take this half away, and you're looking. Oh, actually, I'll turn the way, right? So here will be the eyes are over here, and the back of the head is over here, okay? So, squiggly part of the brain, cortex, the main forces, the main neurons or nerve cells that are active in our sleep-wake happen deeper in the brain. You know, we have awareness centers out here, but deeper in the brain are kind of the driving forces for our, you know, like what we call the internal sleep-wake forces. Okay, so your brain stem, it's the primitive part of the brain. There's important areas of neurons. There's the thalamus and part of the prefrontal cortex. So these are all interplay, but let's not get into the weeds with neuroanatomy. That's for, you know, somebody else to deal with. I just wanted to get across that it's a very interesting interplay. Different areas of neurons in different areas of the brain are involved. And if you really want to get more into it, you can look these up, but that's up to you. We won't cover them today. So, what goes on during sleep? There's different types of sleep. The two main types are non-REM sleep and REM sleep. So REM just stands for rapid eye movement. We've all heard of REM sleep. It's where dreams occur. It's a highly active brain state. And throughout sleep, the brain will cycle between the REM and the non-REM. Okay, so let's keep going. Throughout the night, we go through the different stages of sleep. So, stages of sleep. We start with 1 and 2. So stage 1 is really drowsiness. So you're laying in bed or on your couch, and it's just that quieting down of your brain. You're still aware of your surroundings, but you're just drowsy. Okay, and then stage 2 is a deeper part of that sleep. It's still not tremendously deep, but it's a deeper sleep. Here you're harder to wake up. So in stage 1, it's like you're just kind of dozing, and somebody, you know, knocks over a glass in the hallway, or sorry, in the next room, whatever, and you're just, you know, you're awake, right? With stage 2, something bigger has to happen. You're a little harder to wake up. Okay, so stage 1 and 2 are still considered light sleep. We do retain some of our awareness in stage 1, but less so in stage 2, if any. Okay, so stage 2, 1 and 2, this is me falling asleep in class, although I try not to show up naked. I know. But this is a really pretty picture of a lady sleeping. I just wanted to share it with you guys. So next, non-REM sleep comes first, as we talked about. Stage 1, stage 2, and then there's stage 3. Stage 3 is the deepest sleep that we experience. Okay, it's a non-REM sleep, and it's very difficult to wake us up during that time. So next, last stage is stage 4, and that is REM sleep. So you would think that REM sleep, being stage 4, is an even deeper sleep state, but it's not. It's actually considered to be a light sleep stage. During REM sleep, the brain is very active, and this is where you dream. During REM sleep, our bodies are actually paralyzed, and the reason for that is so that we don't act out our dreams, and, you know, I don't punch my husband in the face while he's sleeping. So, yeah, that's REM sleep. Pretty cool, huh? So each stage of sleep lasts a certain amount of time, and a complete cycle lasts between 90 and 120 minutes. So let's go through another busy slide, but this will be This is just something I want you to look at just for the visual, right? This is what's called a hypnogram, and it is again a visual graph representation of a sleep cycle. So here you have your stages of sleep. You're awake. I think they're using this for R for REM, stage 1, stage 2, and stage 3, right? So lighter sleep, deeper sleep, okay? So you're awake and you're falling asleep. You come down to stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. Maybe you cycle. Maybe you're going between stage 2 and stage 3 a couple of times. You stay down here for the longest time, and then you come back up here and you hit REM sleep. And you do this several times during the evening. So why is it important to know about the different types of sleep? Because each sleep stage, different processes occur that play a key role in our functions as human beings. No one stage is more important than the other. You would think maybe your longest, your deep sleep is more important. Not the case. Each stage actually allows for certain body processes to happen that are very key to health in general. The stages complement each other, and each stage of sleep allows for different body processes, as I said before, and they all work together. It's actually really cool. So, we have covered the very basics of sleep. I know I threw a lot of information, some busy slides, but don't get bogged down. I just wanted to give you an introduction. It's setting the stage for our next talk. The next talk, I'm actually going to go more in depth into the different functions that occur during sleep, so that you kind of get a better understanding of, the why and the how it's so important to your greater health. And I promise I will tie this in to a bunch of other health issues, neurological and non-neurological. So stay tuned for the next sleep talk. And tonight, sleep well.